All right, welcome back to day 41 of LeetCode grind. Solve or go home. 30 minutes. Solve or go home. All right.
Yeah, it was 41 already.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's been a while.
I hope you're learning something.
I have not learned a damn thing. Okay. We had two-dimensional coordinates 1, 3, or 2 and 0.5. Then we remove all commas, decimal points, and spaces, and ended up with the string S. Return a list of strings representing all the possibilities for what our original coordinates could have been. I see. Okay. Our original representation never had extraneous zeros, so we start with numbers like 0, 0, 0, 0.0, 0.00. What the? This is crazy, okay? I see. Okay. So, alright, when you kill this coordinate string, you remove the commas and the decimal points. So 0.5 goes away?
It would look like 205.
205. I see. Okay. So in there 13205, 1 3 be 13 and that one would be 205.
Okay, so the input will be a string of parentheses, a number, and then right parentheses, and then you're supposed to split it yourself.
Right. No, they give you a string, and then you're supposed to build all the possible ways.
Numbers could have come from.
I see. And it's always it's always two separate numbers?
Correct.
Okay.
You have to split it to become two numbers.
Okay, so in there 1, 2, 3. Okay, I get it. So it's either 1 or 23. You get the
So
12.
for example, there's going to be some inputs that are not valid, and they're not giving you those. So, for example, if they give you 4 zeros inside the parentheses,
Yeah, then that's nothing.
that's not valid because only types of zeros you can have are the ones that are by themselves.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I guess here they're not giving you invalid inputs.
Sure. Okay.
Like, how careful are you, and are you covering all the cases?
Yeah. Okay, this seems really annoying. So base.
Yeah, but it's actually not as bad as you think at first.
I think getting the standard cases, the easiest ones, is just split it by first digit, convert that to number, and then convert the other half to a number. That's one combination. Then you split from the other side one digit, and the other side one, and then you do that. You keep doing that, basically. You split the array into multiple halves, or each permutation of halves, and then that generates the list of all the possible normal numbers, and then you also, like, if it's multiple digits, now you have to start putting decimal points everywhere.
Right. But
But decimal points, apparently they don't want like two like 0.30. It has to be 23.0 or something like that, right? Or not, even 0.0 they don't want. So basically anything 0.0 it's out of the question. They don't care about that.
right.
Okay. Alright. That's still annoying though. Okay. So it looks like in the first example, the 1 and 23, and then 12 and 3. And then the other part is it's also a derivative of 12 and 3 and 1 and 23. It's just the 23 and the 12 got a decimal place into them. So I think so the pattern might be like if you split the arrays. Okay, so basically you want to split it into two parts, and anytime one of the parts has two digits, you want to make a copy of it, and then you also want that, and then you want to put a decimal between those digits. But then if it's like 3 digits, then you can do 2 decimals, right? So it was like 123, you can do 1.23, or you can do 12.3. So every extra digit, you can have more combinations of decimals. That seems insanely annoying to deal with.
Right. So I think if you're trying to chase down all the cases, you're gonna go crazy, right?
Okay, so is there like an algorithm that does it for you?
No, 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 no. How about you generate what is possible in a given input, right? Like if we gave you, you know, let's not worry about the split problems for now. But let's say you have to write a function
Uh huh.
that creates all valid numbers from that input.
Oh, you mean like if given 123, generate all the possible numbers that 123 can make?
Uh, right, without splitting.
Yeah, so it'd be like 1.23, 12.3, 123. That's it.
Exactly. So can we write this? I guess you know valid outputs or whatever helper function.
I see. Oh, I think what you're getting is you handle the decimals first. Well, no, not decimals. You handle the valid ones first, and then you split afterwards.
No, no. So the whole idea is that for any given input, you'll create a list of outputs, and this list can be
Oh, I
like
see. Okay, and then
you give it
you check the valid output to see if when you're splitting to see if that's valid. Is a valid split? No.
right. So if you split it into a left-right half, and one of the halves is not valid, then you can just throw that out, right?
Sure. But then, how do you know when to put decimal spots?
I mean, if we gave you any input for this helper, then you just generate all the possible outputs that it can.
Oh yeah, you're generating all the outputs pre-split though. So when you split, how do you know how to split them so that you can make it decimals?
So why are you worrying about that?
I don't know. It doesn't seem like.
Work on the easier problem, and then we'll figure out how to
Well,
solve this.
the problem is okay. So if I get the valid cases, I'm not seeing the connect to see how that helps us solve the bigger question.
Oh no, you will.
Okay. All right. All right. So I guess this function literally, you just put decimals, and it's the phone number or number with decimals. That's it. Okay.
Uh, right.
Because then if you're not splitting, that's how it works.
Correct.
Okay. So passing a string. Okay. Okay. So basically, if I'm generating the valid list, first,
You hit call def.
yeah. First you want S. Wait. Do they want ints or do they want strings? I guess it doesn't matter. We can deal with that later. Okay, so first off, you have the phone number. Then afterwards, so basically, if I think about this, if a string has 3 letters, that means there's 2 valid decimal spots you can have, right? You can have in the first index, no, after the 0th index and after the first index. So basically, it's you loop for n minus 1 or length minus 1.
Okay.
Okay, so for I in range of S, and we want from 1 to S. No, 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 it should. Okay, so it's actually just S minus 1. Valid plus equals, well, I got a pen, I guess. S of I plus
First of all,
dot.
the range is not of S.
Why would it not be?
S is gonna be like 500, right?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Okay, first of all, S is a string.
Yeah.
What is the range of string?
Oh, the length. The length.
Close parentheses 3 after S. String minus 1 doesn't mean anything.
Okay. Alright, so you want S 0. Is that correct? Oh. Why is it not printing anything? Oh, because I didn't call it with anything. Oops. Okay, so that one is clearly wrong. This one looks right. This one looks right. This one looks like an extra one. Why did it have extra one? I in range of S minus 1. Oh, I have to minus 2 because minus 1 is the last index, but I also don't want up to the length. Is it? Why does it start off with this one? Okay, so it's appending empty string with the dot and then the rest of the string. Okay, so we don't want that. So we want to start at range 1 and then minus 1. It's still doing the last one. Why? Why is it doing this? Why is it doing this? Why is it? How's this? Length of S is 3, right? Oh, is it because of the parentheses crap? Is that part of the S? Oh my god. Alright, so I need to strip the parentheses first. Okay. So it should, okay, it should be S of 1 to negative 1. No, negative 2. This negative 1 is outer parentheses. And I have to remove this back. This should be okay.
No, negative 1 is right.
Is it? Okay. And then let me print valid too to make sure S is correct. Okay, well, yeah, that looks good. Okay, so I have my valid set now. So do I just wait? No, wait. 1.2. 2, 3. Oh, I see. Okay. So you're saying given this valid set, I loop through all the valids and then I try to split them up in any all the ways that they can be split up? And that's the return? Hero? Are you here?
Yes.
Yeah, so is it given this list of valid strings, I loop through all of them and then I try to separate them into pairs, all the possible pairs that they each can.
No, you're missing a ton of edge cases.
Like what?
Read the problem. Helium like 1000 in 00000.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the zeros. Okay, so alright, so if s of I plus 1 we don't want the end part to be zeros, and we don't want, what other part do we not want to be zeros? Okay, so what was the other case? We did this one. How does that one work here? These one look fine. Oh no, 0 point is not good. 3 0 points is not good. This one's not good. Okay. Oh wait, what the hell? Okay, so left side also can't be zeros. Okay, and no, what's up? And, Invalid literal for ints with base 10 quotes. Yeah, but I checked. Oh, this only checks for empty, doesn't check for quotes. So it should be right, is this.
Okay. Line 10, your input is always a string. So
What?
okay, I see where you're going. You can do the opposite of this as well.
What's the opposite of this?
Just check that it starts or ends with a 0.
Isn't that
A string. So if you int it, then 0 becomes 0 as well, right? So you're gonna mess up some cases.
no? Yeah, you don't want 0, 0, right?
Oh, but if you int it, then it becomes 0, which is not what you want to compare against.
Wait, why not?
Sometimes 0 is valid.
Oh. But if you do a string, you're only checking the first index, right?
Right, if the first index is 0, what do you know about the rest of the thing?
I actually don't know. Cause it.
Okay. Okay, let's say you check your string, the first index is 0.
Yeah.
Okay, then there's what can be possible here?
A decimal? Well, actually, no. You're putting decimal in. If it's already a 0, that means it's over. That means the rest of the string is not valid.
Not true.
Oh wait, no. They literally gave us 00011. Wait. What?
So 0.0011 is totally valid.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the first 0 doesn't give us any information.
Moves you down the control flow to several other cases. For these cases.
What do you mean by that?
If the first digit is 0,
Yeah.
then what do you do?
You check second digit?
Do you have to?
Well, like you said, 0.00 something is valid, so you have to keep checking till if it's all zeros, then it obviously it's useless. But if at some
Why do
point,
you have to keep checking?
because you have to check to see if there's a real number somewhere down the road, right?
Okay, let's say, first of all, there's a case where it's 0 by itself. If the first digit is 0, but then it's just 0.
Mm-hmm.
Is that valid?
No.
It is valid.
It is? Who said?
0 is a valid. 0 is a valid number.
Oh, it is. Shit. Okay. Why is 00 not valid?
Because no one writes 00.
Okay, fine. All right. Yeah. So how do you? Yeah. How do you know that 00 is invalid, but you know 0 is valid? How do you determine that?
Okay. There's a case where it's exactly 0, and then you don't care, right?
Well, exactly 0 just means 1 0, right?
Exactly.
Okay, fine.
And there's a case where it's, longer than one length, let's say, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the longer than one length case, if the first digit is 0, in what scenario is this? Can you? Okay. If the first digit is 0, where must the decimal go if you want it to be valid at all?
Right after it.
Exactly. But in what scenario is this decimal be still not valid?
In what scenario is what?
0 plus decimal plus the rest of the string not valid.
If the rest of it's zeros.
No.
Wait, what?
In that one case where that's the case, but there's many cases where rest of the string is not all zeros, and you will have a not valid case.
How's that possible? If it's 0 point something, it's always valid.
No.
Or what case is it not? What case is it not valid?
0.10.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's a mad annoying edge case. Basically, you have to put.
Not really.
What do you mean? You have to find.
Why is it not? Why is that 0.10 not valid?
Because there's zeros at the end.
Right. So you check for the 0 at the beginning. If it's 0 at the beginning, then you put a dot there. Then you check for 0 at the end. If there's no 0 at the end, then that's the only thing you add.
But what if there's no zero? What if there is a 0 at the end?
If there's 0 at the end, you don't add anything.
If there's a 0 at the end, you don't add. Okay. If there's a 0 at the beginning, you check to see if it's length 0, then you add it 0. If not, you check if it's more than length 0, more than length 1, you check to see if the end is 0. And then you just put a dot right after 0.
The only case you can add for that, for when 0 is at the beginning, right?
Okay, so yeah, so basically, it's saying that, or you're saying that if it starts with 0, you have to put a dot behind it if it's valid. But then if there's a 0 at the end, then it's just not valid. So you're done. But if there's no 0 at the end, then you just put decimal, and that is a valid case.
Okay.
But then and then otherwise, any other case, it's always valid. So basically, I'm just checking to see. So the only case I care about is 0 at the start and 0 at the end.
Well, kind of. Not quite. Okay, so let's say.
Alright, so
if. Two cases. Okay, go ahead.
If s of if len s equals 0 or 1, then you just append s. But technically, you already had that was already done, so you don't need to check for this again.
Valid should not always include s, because what if s was 0, 0, 0, 0?
That's true. You're right. Okay, then don't do that. Okay, so and then so the first case is if it's just length of 1, then it's definitely valid no matter what. If it's longer than length of 1, that means I have to check to see if the first digit is 0. So lf s0 equals 0, and s0 s negative 1 not equals 0, then you're valid. Then you just do the appending on s of.
I would flip the case, so that means your LF can go to an else afterwards.
Sure. Okay. Fine. All right. LF s equals 0. Then if can append. S of 0 plus dots plus s of 1 forward. Yeah, okay. And then if s of, okay, well, I don't need to check the other else case. If it's 0, then you don't append, okay. Then, and then else, you're valid.
Are you?
I think so. Okay, so first scenario is the one length. Okay, second scenario is if you start with 0, your ending can't be 0. And then what other edge case is there? The other edge case is if you have if you have 0, 0, 0, 0, but then if you put a dot, you're good already.
What's the output of 1,000?
So 1,000 would check here.
Also, all your stuff is inside the loop, so it will do this like a jillion times.
Oh, you're saying these should be done outside because this is special case. But then, if but then the problem is, wait, no, it should be done outside. But then problem is, okay, I see. So I need to do this outside, but also need the conditions inside to handle this case. Because this else, I need if on this one, right? If len s greater than 1 greater than 0 and s0 not equals 0.
Oh no! Why? The else case, the else on line 13, and I should handle that.
There's no else on line 13.
That's why you put one there.
Wait, no. You can't do an else there. You need a loop.
No. And you loop on, you tab line 14.
Oh, else you do the loop. Oh, right. You're right. Wait. Is that correct? No, then this case will do all the zeros behind, and you don't want that.
Zeros behind.
So in the 1,000 case, right? It skips both of the LFs because first stage is not 0. And it comes in here and it starts building 1.000 and then 10.
Right. So what should you check for when you're in the else case?
If the ending part is zeros.
Yeah. So put an if here.
Oh, okay. Wait. I thought you were supposed to check that outside.
How would you check it outside?
I don't know. Alright, let me see.
Why in the loop?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What you're the one who said this.
I did not say that. To put it in the else case, which is the after line 13.
Oh, okay. Well, so if you do it outside the loop, then you don't have to do the loop. But if you do it inside the loop, it's still the same thing. It's just you're just running the loop.
Shouldn't even go into the loop.
Okay, fine. But then, okay, wait. Shouldn't you say shouldn't go into the loop? But the only reason you know the end part is okay. Oh, are you just checking after the first digit?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that guaranteed? What if, okay, what if second, okay.
Oh, whoa, no, 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 no. No, no, no.
See, yeah, what are you talking about then?
What are you talking about?
I'm checking if the end parts are.
What is the logic for line 11?
If the last digit is 0, not equal 0.
Okay. Why does that logic not hold up here?
Oh, wait. If the last digit is 0, is that true? If the last digit is 0, you don't want any of it?
What should 1,000 become? What should 10 become?
10 and 0.
10 and 0.
Oh, not 10 0, just 10.
Right. What should 1,000 become?
1,000.
So if you have a 0 at the end, then what should you have?
Just itself.
Exactly.
Well, we didn't handle that case actually.
That's what you're writing right now, line 14.
It doesn't do that though. It doesn't loop.
Don't go in the loop. Oh my god.
No, I don't. So, wait. Are you saying that if the last digit is 0, I just add it instead and skip the loop?
You said it. I didn't say it.
No, I wasn't.
Well, what happens if you get 10? You said add 10. What happens if you got 1,000? You add 1,000.
Yes.
What are you saying?
Okay, but then I was thinking in terms of the loop. I was trying to make the loop valid, but it looks like.
You don't need a loop.
How do you?
One element.
Yeah, I know. For the case where it's one element, but what if this case is multiple elements? Then you do need the loop.
When you have multiple elements.
Like 1.23, 12.3.
Doesn't end with a 0.
Yeah, I know. So what you're saying is.
We're working on that case. We're working on the case where it ends with a 0.
Sure.
Please fill that out first.
Alright, fine. Wait, why would you need an else for this? You just do it up here. Wait, no. You can't do it up here. Okay, that looks okay.
Okay. Oh, how should you use this? Also, there's an issue. With 11 and 14, you're checking string versus a number.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is not right still. Why is it running through it? It's doing the loop. Yeah, because s of 1 is not 0. So it just does the loop. Are you okay? Alright. So I do need a if case in here, because I shouldn't be looping if there's multiple zeros. Because if I started with a 0, the only valid case is this case. So then I'll
No.
I have pen.
10 also has the wrong check.
Oh, it's supposed to be. Oh, that's why. So it skipped this and it just went to else. Okay, so this one should have exited. It shouldn't have went into loop at all. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, there we go. Alright, yeah, so given the valid numbers, what I was thinking was you loop through the set of valid numbers, or the list of valid numbers, and you try to separate them into every possible scenario it can be. So in this case, you can do I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know how to separate these valid numbers.
Oh, that's fine. How you split your original input to 2 halves, removing the index over, and you get the valid numbers from these guys. How do you build that return set?
Yeah, I don't know how to build the return set from this number.
If your input is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1,
Yeah.
how can you split it into 2 halves?
Given my valid or just normal work?
No, ignore valid.
You can get 0 and 0.011.
No points.
What do you mean no points?
You have 5 numbers which are 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. How do you split them between left and right?
Oh, you can get 1 and 1, and that's it. You said no decimals, right?
There's no decimals.
Yeah, so
You have
just
5 numbers here.
so just 1 and 1.
No, that's 2 numbers.
Oh, 0 and 11.
I mean, kind of. So your string is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1.
Yeah.
0 on the left, 1, 1 on the right. Call valid on both of these.
0 on the left, 1 on the right.
No, 0, 0, 1, 1 on the right.
0, 0, 1, 1. Oh, okay, sure. Oh, okay. So you loop through this entire thing, build subarrays, and then send them into the valid array, and then at the end append all the valids together.
Output of both left valid and right out valid have numbers. Then you can stitch them together.
Yeah, but valid sometimes has multiple answers though.
But it's fine.
Then how do you stitch them together?
Do a for loop.
Okay, so do I have to loop through all the scenarios with it? Do I do like 0 0 0 0 0 1 1 and then 0 0 0 1 1 and then 0 0 0 1 and 1?
Does that make sense?
I guess. One. So if I separated this into 0 and 0 0, and then I called the valid on both of these. So the first valid would return a 0. This right side valid returns, what does it return? So it checks, that's some zeros, okay. So it's going to return 0.011. Is that it? Yeah, because that's the LF case that gets triggered. Okay. And if I had 0 0 and 0 1 1, the first one would return S of 0 is 1 and S of -1 is not 0, so there's no valid here, so there's nothing, not valid. And then the other one, 0 1 1, it does return 0.11, but I guess if you have a not valid and 0.11, you don't make anything with it, so you just skip it. This is not valid, and this is 1 1 and 1. Like 1.1, but I guess neither of these are valid either, so you skip those. And 0.001 and 1. So if I stitch these two into a tuple and then stitch these two into a tuple, is that what they want? That is what they want. Okay, so it looks like I run through each subarray and I get these two array lists, loop through both array lists, try to append them into a pair, and then put them in a return set. And then if it's not valid, I don't append them. If any side is not valid. So if any array is empty, basically, then I just skip it. Okay. So we want this to return valid. Okay, so okay, so each of these strings have 4 possible, okay, if it's what we want is S of 0 to I, and S of I forward. So if I do that, so if I start with 1, 0, 1, that could be first digit, right? So I want for range 1 to len of s. Let me just print this real quick. Don't want this stuff. Okay, that's clearly not the correct thing. This should be 5 plus 1. And it should be plus 1 on this side. No, it looks like it just does the extra one that I don't want. And the one at the end is also extra that I don't want. So it should be minus 1. It should start from range 2. Well, I guess just I plus 1 works. Yeah, I think that would do it. Wait, no, this one still has all the zeros. Oh, this one also plus 1. Well, that looks somewhat.
What's wrong with the input?
Oh, what input? Why is
What's the first character of the input?
what input are you talking about? Oh, the parentheses. Oh my god, I keep forgetting parentheses.
Why is it still there?
It was always there. I never removed it. Okay, so I need to start from 1. And I need to end before the parentheses. It's a negative 1.
You just cast it as a new number. And don't worry about it at all.
Wait, cast what is a new number?
Why bother working around this when you can just make a new variable that doesn't have it?
I mean, I could have, but then since it's a number, it's harder to access this. If it's a number, it's hard to do operations
What's
on.
the string? Put the string without the parentheses.
Yeah.
Just get the string.
I mean, if I do that, then I have to update all this code too.
No, you don't.
What are you talking about? This?
You pass it.
Yeah, but this code was.
It's
Wait.
taking the argument line 4.
Oh, I already did that before, but I deleted it. Right. Okay. Okay. setting empty again like that. Okay, so
Line 26, you should start with 1.
okay, so that was correct earlier. Okay. Okay, that was fine. Alright. So I have the list of each side. Let's put let's make sure it's looking good. Alright, yeah. That looks like the correct outputs. Okay. If left list and right list, then
I mean, you don't even have to if, you just do for.
no, because then if it's empty, no, okay, but the thing is, if you for loop an empty one, so wait, let's say left list had something but right list didn't have something, and you loop to left list, right? And then you try to append it to something on the right list, but there's nothing in right list, then it wouldn't work, right?
There's the one next to you.
Yeah, but wouldn't it break?
No.
Okay, it wouldn't break, but it would append something, wouldn't it? You just appending empty string to the other one, and then it will think that's a pair.
No.
Are you sure?
Well, you try it.
Okay. So we need to return our
No. Where's the right list?
what?
Where's the right list?
I'm gonna call it.
You should call it before you do the red data pen.
Well, I need indexes anyway.
You do not need indexes actually.
Wait, then how do you call in the right list then? What are you talking about? So your left list, right? You need to append it to the corresponding number on the right list. So you need
there's no corresponding number. You append the product. Everything in the left should join with everything on the right.
So you're saying if there's more stuff on the left side, it loops through everything on the left and appends it to everything on the right?
Sure.
I thought it was a one-to-one match. So it's basically every combination of both lists.
I mean, you seem skeptical. A number that's not all zeros at once.
Okay, so first one you get 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, left list you only have 1. Right list you have 2.24. So let's 234 first. 2.34. Oh, I see. So the 1 can match with 234, or it can match with 2.24, or it can match with 2.24. I see. Alright, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Do they want, yeah, it's just a string with the parentheses. Okay. Okay, I'm missing a few, maybe? Yeah. I'm missing a bunch, actually. What happened to them? So I don't have, wait. Where's my 1, 2, 3, and 4 stuff?
Forgot to add S.
What do you mean by I forgot to add S?
In the else case, you never add the original number.
In what? In my valid? No, that's what the loop is for.
Loop doesn't get the original number. Loop always has to have a dot.
Oh, that's, I had it up here before, that's why I didn't handle it, but I removed it from it. Okay. And now I have the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's. Okay, that looks fine now. Okay.
How How do you think you did?
Horrible. This one's really hard. I don't know how to do it.
I don't know. I think you could have figured out how to do it, but I don't know.
So
Of edge cases.
yeah, a lot of edge cases. But then like when we started, you said just define the valid num first, and then he's like, don't worry about it. You'll figure out how to do the next part later. So I at that point when I was doing this, I still had no idea how the end solution was going to look like. And then when you mentioned that we needed to build each subarray out and call not valid and then join them, I was like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. But before that, I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, why am I building this valid? What's the point of this? This doesn't help me do anything. He said, don't worry about it. So yeah, at that point, I had no idea.
Well, I mean, in general, if you wait, so I guess you could have done it top down, right? Where it's like, okay, I have to analyze this number. It's going to split into two halves. There's going to be a left half which has at least one digit. There's a right half which has at least one digit. Then I'm going to call the same thing on both halves every time.
Okay.
Right? That's how you would think about it from a top down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you were not going in that direction. And if you were to like, you know, say, oh, I'm going to try out every case and then try to build out the dots and the spaces and stuff like that. That's just
Yeah,
weird.
that's too much logic. So that's like brute force. But I wouldn't like know how else to do it. Like I wouldn't think of this way. I don't think.
Okay. So I mean, is this helpful?
I mean, yeah, I would probably reveal this more, but yeah, I think this does like help me think of something new. Like in case I need to do like string manips of this nature in the future, now I can think of it. Oh, I can think of it like as in like splitting it like that and then calling a helper function on it multiple times to deal with something I need to do.
Also, stylistically, in your second loop on the outside, the line 30, right?
Yeah.
Or I guess 30 onwards, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're taking 0 to I and then I colon. So somehow in line 19, it's the same thing, but you choose a different index.
For which one?
In 19.
Yeah, 19. It's the same index, but I just choose something different. What do you? Oh, because I did I plus 1 colon. Is I plus 1 colon is different from I colon though, isn't it? Or is it the same thing?
But that's because your range is wrong. Or your range is not wrong.
Wait, no. It's the same. Oh, because I minus 1 on this.
Stylistically, you should do both of them the same way.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know why I did that. So this would work too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, no, it won't work because you don't have the one at the beginning of the range.
There's no. Oh, there's a 1 here too. Oh, that's why. That's why okay, that's why. Because I didn't have the 1 here, so I had the minus 1 up here, and I have the plus 1 here. Okay, that makes sense. But it doesn't matter. I'm still off.
How does line 20 look different than line 34, 35?
Zero to I. No, it looks the same. Oh, is it because I'm using S here? No, at this point I already passed in the correct S, right?
Line 20 should be equivalent to line 34 and 35.
Wait, why? Line 34 and 35 is line 34 and 35 is you're calling the helper function. Why?
But you're splitting it first. So the splits, you're adding a dot in between, which is basically what's happening in line 20. And each left and side, the left and right split should split the same way. You have an extra thing in here for no reason.
No, I'm not splitting here. I'm adding a dot to it. I'm building the string, right, with the
Adding
dot.
a dot is something that was split.
Adding the dot what?
You're adding a dot to something that you split into two halves.
Yeah, so you're saying I should do the split and then join them all together afterwards with the dot?
Oh. I'm telling you to spot the difference between line 20. You have 3 different things beside the dot. And line 34 and 35 where you have 2 different things.
No, line 33 and 34, I have 0 to I and I to I forward. Which is the same here. I have 0 to I and I forward, but I also have a dot.
No, it's not a...
Oh, you have the SI here too.
S. Just attention to detail that is very lacking. Keeps coming back to bite you with like bugs and stuff.
Okay.
If you get rid of that part, it should work.
Yeah, so yeah, I think when I was doing the bottom part, because I'm just splitting the array, that makes sense to just split it. But then up here I was trying to append a dot, but I didn't think of it as splitting the array and adding the dot. I just tried to build the string. So when I'm building a string, I did like the first part of the array, then I added the digit, and then I added the dot after the digit, and then I added the rest of the array. So I guess I should have thought of it as just splitting it and then just sliding a dot in between it. But I didn't think of it that way at the time.
It's all about connecting things that you've done. It's like, oh,
Technically, I did that first, because that was the early one. But yeah.
Oh, but that's fine, because after you've done this, I'm like, how do you change what you had to match it? And then you're just not seeing, I guess, what you're supposed to be seeing.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, cool.
All right. Thanks.